Good evening, YouTube world. Welcome to the Arm Wrestling Buzz episode 4. We got two special guests on here today. We got Pavlo and Israel Chavez. Welcome, guys. How's everybody doing?
Great.
How are you?
So I want to first start off with talking about this past weekend. I was over in Fort Wayne, Indiana, the Cobra Classic. Got to compete in my first event. Was very excited about that. Took second place in the amateurs 200-pound class. There was 14 other athletes in it. Definitely got some experience and had a great time. And I got to see Pablo over there. And boy, wow, Pablo is looking jacked. He is looking peaked out right now. So what's up, Pablo? I know you got some big matches coming up and all, and you want to kind of fill us in what you got coming up?
Yeah, I got big matches coming up for past 3 months, like every weekend or every second weekend. I've been busy, but I'm taking a break before Runbat for sure. Do not underestimating him at all, and I'll be ready. I am getting ready at the moment, so 4 weeks no pulling for me. And I'll be at Nationals because they're in Chicago on 15th, but I'm not gonna pull. I decided not to pull, and that's it. Yeah, I'll be ready. We'll see what's gonna happen this time, because so far I've been pretty much losing to Iran. I only won one, and we've been pulling for both arms total like 6 or 7 times. So we'll see this time.
How was your weekend in Fort Wayne, Indiana? Did you have a good time at the Cobra Classic?
Dude, it's so much fun and so much emotions, because I saw Cobra. I didn't see him for years, and I know him very well for the last 20 years. I saw you run Angie Rose. I mean, it was packed. I did not expect that many people. My class was not tough. I mean, it's a little bit hard to say, because on national level it was probably okay, but for me there was no competition, unfortunately. I was very, very impressed by you pulling the tournament, and I've been watching you, Paul. You definitely there. You're definitely there. Very nice to see you pulling.
Thank you, brother. That means a lot coming from you. And it was great to see you and Ron Bath together. I know I had to hold you guys back a couple times. Looked like it got a little crazy. Nah, I'm just playing. But both of you guys are looking really in great shape. So I'm really looking forward to this match coming up. I also want to bring up Israel Chavez. If you guys don't know him, he's from North Cal. He's a young up-and-coming puller. He trains with my team, and he just got a huge win this past weekend. He pulled Tony Tomlinson right hand, and he got the win. So what's up, Israel? You want to kind of give us a little rundown of what was going on in the lead up to this big match and all?
Yeah. I was just trying to get a match going that I could climb the rankings in and, get my name out there a little more. I was trying to aim for a few of the top guys in Cali, and Tony was the man who took the match, and I'm very appreciative of him for taking that match. And yeah, man, the match was a grinder. I mean, it came down to it to the very end. I mean, it was just, the guy is extremely powerful from the very beginning. His rise, his hand just felt super hard to contain. I had to immediately go for the strap. He was like ripping me off the pad. As soon as I was able to get that the strap tied down, I felt a little more comfortable, like we were more in my game, I like to really pull inside and crank out that win. And once we were in there, it was a little better. I got a stop. I still ended up getting 2 fouls first round, so it was 1-0. Second round, he came in with a sneaky press and just pressed me right to the pad. It was I didn't expect it. I was getting prepared to again contain his big hand and his big hit upward. Right after that, I felt that, if we both locked up right in the center, I felt that I could probably give him something. So immediately the next round, I just went for a press myself and I mean, that seemed to be the kryptonite. It ran through him immediately. Tried to do it again. I fouled out, and then was able to finally do it a second time. The score was 2-2. Came down to the last match. I tried to press him. The guy wouldn't go down, so I had to regrip. I caught him in like a really funky top roll, and then I just brought him all the way down to the pin, and it was just a surreal moment for me, man. I couldn't believe that I actually managed to get a win on Tony.
Israel, what is the name of Nick Postel's YouTube channel so people could go take a look at that match?
My buddy Nick Postel, he filmed the whole event. He posted on his YouTube channel. It's ArmTube, and everybody go check it out. It's a great video, great event. There were so many big names there, and everybody just had a great time.
Israel, just let everybody know your age and how long you've been pulling for.
I'm 25 years old, and I've been pulling for going on 9 years.
And what ranking now did you just take beating Tony Tomlinson?
Beating Tony, I'm now number 8 in the super heavyweights in California.
Congratulations, bro.
Send me the invitation for a super match. I'll take it at the super heavyweights.
So, Tom, you want to start off with any questions you have for?
I just want to ask Israel, who do you want to face next? Like Mega Mike? Who are you thinking?
There's a lot of guys. I mean, once I feel like once I beat Tony, it opened the door for a lot of those SoCal guys who want to beat on me now. So, I'll take any comers. I'm ready to keep climbing. I'm going to keep working hard and keep going. And anybody who wants to smoke, I mean, I'm ready.
Are you going to do tournaments as well, or what's your next?
I'm trying to hit more tournaments this year. That's something that I'm trying to, work on and get going. I don't get a lot of time because of work, but I'm going to make time this year and get out there.
And Pablo,
I've been serious. Paulie, if you can organize it, hit me. I'll love Kali. I'll drive or I'll fly.
I wanted to ask one question to Pablo. You mentioned that you have faced Ron 6 times. I want to know the duration, like 6 times in last 2 years or 3 years or less than that.
No. I did not face him. We pulled total of 7 times, I believe. Once it was a super match in Wisconsin 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago. It was May of 19. May of 20. It was my first time I've been pulling him left and right, best of 5. So I won 1 round of right-handed, and then we pulled again on a tournament. We met. It was Atlanta, Georgia, when I pulled a super match against. I forgot. It doesn't matter. I won my super match, and then we met at the tournament because I've been pulling super match and a tournament, and I lost to Ron in super heavyweights right finals.
Okay, so how long was that ago?
It was a fall of 21, so like a year and a half ago.
Okay, so there's not much of a difference. I was trying to know if you have felt any decline in strength in Ron Bath, because he's like over 60 years old at this point. So there must be something.
No, I don't think so. He may be slowing down a little bit, but he is definitely strong as he used to be.
And do you have a game plan set up where you think you could take advantage of him in a certain position, or obviously you don't want to tell us, but do you have like a plan going into this, or are you just preparing for a war?
Well, yeah, I have a little plan there, but plan is usually, A, you try this, it doesn't work, you go to plan B, C, and then you lost. But if serious, yes, I do have a plan, and I do prepare for some special movements, and I making accents on my weakest parts. But with Ron, it's a little bit hard because he's taller than me. His hands and fingers are long and huge, and there is not too many, ways around it. There is some holes, as everybody have, but they are pretty narrow.
Pradeep, I got to tell you this, bro. I couldn't believe what Ron looks like in person. When you see him in video, it doesn't do any justice. I mean, the dude is really tall. He's got really big hands. And I mean, he is built. He is
How
totally
tall is he?
jacked. I would think like
He is
6'1", 6'2".
6'3", 6'4", yeah.
Okay.
He's 6'3",
Oh wow.
6 plus. He's tall.
That's exactly what I thought as well. The first time I think I heard Ron talking about cutting weight to go to 250, and I was like, Ron looks really lean. If somebody didn't know about this, if you asking just by looking at him on the screen, you would guess Ron probably weighs like 220 pounds, and the guy's talking about cutting weight to go down to 250. I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah, he's big. He's wide. He's big frame. Yeah, he's amazing.
So you got another big match going on that day, and it's going to be left hand, and you're going to be pulling Artem. So what can we expect from that? I know you've got a big size advantage, and what's your weight going to be that day?
I will weigh at 240. I believe that Artem is planning to be at 210 to 15. With Artem, it's going to be very interesting match. It's very possible that it will be war and interesting because his style is different and uncomfortable. So not that I'm bad in straps, but his sticky point is there. And if he will wait until I make a mistake, he very well may pull the win. So he is dangerous.
What are you most worried about? Is it the speed of Artem?
He's very fast, but I would not worry about speed anymore. I mean, I'm a slow puller, but lately I don't lose very often on speed. Sometimes here and there when I'm maybe not ready or doesn't take something serious. But if it's a super match and serious super match, I usually don't lose on speed anymore.
What's your training looking like right now? Like how many times a week are you hitting table practice, and how many times a week are you hitting the gym?
No table practices. My last table practice as a practice was last summer. Like a year ago. I don't do table practices. I go to tournaments as a practices, yes, but I don't do table time anymore. No time, unfortunately. But gym, yes, almost religiously. Now, when I've been pulling every week or every 2 weeks some events, I cut it a little bit, so 2-3 times a week. But since yesterday, almost every day, if possible. I mean, 5-6 times a week I will be in a gym, and I will take the full rest 7 days before the super match.
How come there's no table time? Because, everybody else seems to say that, that's the most important training and all. Is it just that you have so much experience that you don't need to, or are you pulling enough tournaments that works as your table time?
No and no. I'm not experienced enough not to have it, but there is no time I can dedicate to drive somewhere to have a quality table time with somebody. There is not too many people around me who I can have it. There is a Brian Wagoner. He's always inviting me, but it's an hour drive for me, and I'm with the kids, busy at work and stuff like that. So it's rarely, it's once a year, as I said. But tournaments, I can plan the schedule ahead of time, and I use them as a practices, yes.
Okay. Tom, let's move on to you, brother.
What's up?
What do you got for Pablo?
For Pablo, how about we talk about that Celaya versus Laletin match controversy? What do you guys think about that?
Definitely. So that's the big controversy going on. We just seen the AMC tournament, which that is an amazing tournament they put on over there. But we got a little WWE going on over there with the fake match and all. And what's your thoughts on that, Pablo? Do you believe that was real or a fake match?
It's on that level with two friends pulling on the table. There is not even such a thing real or unreal. Everything's fake there, for sure. Between those two guys, it's for sure. Whatever you see, it's fake. They will pull in their gym when nobody sees for real, and they will know what's up. Otherwise, they make a deal. I believe so. Maybe I'm wrong. It's very possible, but I believe so. And I'm Russian. You know, I kind of I kind of know the mentality. I believe that they talked before. They knew how to proceed in this situation, and they make it.
And what do you think they did it for? Just to whack up the money so that they evenly get paid, or was it
Not
more
only,
for a show?
not only. Yeah, absolutely. Show money, rankings, sponsorships. You know, it's more than prize money, I believe. Because prize money, they can, you know, give everything to Vitaly, and Vitaly can give it back under the table. It doesn't matter.
Israel, did you get to see that match?
I got to see it, like the controversial part of it. Yeah. I don't know. I think that I agree with what Pablo is saying. I think that at that level, with those guys, the amount of prize money they're getting over there, I think it's you know, I mean, especially if you're gonna end up, you know, first and second place or whatever, it really, as buddies, you know, if you can rig up the tournament to where, you know, like Pablo was saying, you split the money or whatever under the table. I mean, it obscures results, but I guess it does happen, you know.
Tom, what's your thoughts on this?
I would say similar to what Pablo said. I mean, it makes sense that they would probably want to split the prize money. But on a separate note, I actually want to ask Israel, like, was that your biggest win of your career against Tony, or do you have any other like big names that like are some of your biggest wins, maybe in tournament or anything like that you can mention?
You know, for how long I've been pulling, I really don't have that much tournament experience. So yeah, in any format, I would say this is my biggest match and win to date.
I think I saw you in the tournament in like 2014 on Polarville YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure I saw you on there, like a younger. How old were you at that time?
Yeah, that's actually when I started pulling. I was 16 years old. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's actually the very first arm wrestling event I ever attended.
Yeah, I was just watching that video yesterday. I was like, that guy looks familiar. He just beat Tony.
Yeah.
Israel, let them know how you begun arm wrestling, who trained you and all that, because you know, people should know the experience that you have with some good high elite pullers.
The way that I started arm wrestling is it's pretty funny. It's almost like the way the sport found me. Ever since I was little, I've loved arm wrestling. Just, you know, I've always been inclined to just like grip up with any of my friends and just like see who was stronger, you know. It just gives you a sense of like you know, like pride and strength to just, you know, impose your will on somebody else and them not be able to even move you or beat you. And, you know, like any other strength sports, I was hooked. And, you know, going up to high school, one of my PE teachers, he actually was telling me that he used to compete in Petaluma wrist wrestling back in the day. And, you know, that really got me interested because I was like, wow, like, and then he told me, you know, Petaluma is the birthplace of arm wrestling. And he kind of gave me the background of it. And that just, you know, amazed me. Like I was, you know, I'm right here, you know, a few minutes away from Petaluma. And I tried to get in contact with a few people. Like I found the UAL website and I tried to, you know, hit them up through some email that they probably didn't even use. And so I had a couple of years where I didn't really know where to even turn to like find somebody who arm wrestled. And then in the weirdest way ever, Lightning Luke Kent's parents actually moved in right, like they were my front door neighbors. They moved in right in front of where I was living. And one day I was working on my car, I was wearing the only event shirt I had. I actually went to Reno to compete. I found an event and I went to go compete, but there was nobody local there from Cali. So I didn't even get to meet anyone who I could, you know, link up with and connect with. And you know, my neighbor comes out and he's like, oh, what are you doing in your car? And we were just talking and he's like, nice shirt. He's like, where'd you get it? I'm like, oh, I went to this event. It's my first arm wrestling event. And then I was trying to tell him about it. And he's like, you know, my son is actually a Luke Kent. And at the time, Game of Arms had just like released. And I had obviously been watching and I knew exactly who Luke Kent was. So I was like, oh my goodness, what are the chances that this guy's parents just moved in right in front of where I was living? And yeah, like a month later, he comes and knocks on my door, tells me about this like a local arm wrestling event that's going on in Sacramento, and I went over, and that's probably the video that Tom is talking about. And from there, I got in touch with a few of the local Cali guys, a few of the arm benders. Those were the first guys I actually started training with for the first 3 years of my life, or of my arm wrestling life. And after that, I found out that a Petaluma legend, Eric Lafell, actually lived like 10 minutes down the road from me, and I had no idea. So I started training with Eric, and that's about the time that I started taking it, a little more serious. And getting exposed to a level like that so young just opens your eyes to, how deep this sport is and how deep the levels go. And it really motivated me to want to get better and stronger. And I trained there as hard as I could for probably another 3 years. And once I was 6 years in, Eric kind of started slowing down and not competing as much, as understandable. I think he's nearing 60 years old himself. So, I actually got the chance to meet Paul, and Paul had the fire lit up, and he just wanted to train and get better. And I mean, to this day, he's still the same guy. He loves the sport. And that like infectious drive just drove me to be even better. And we started training, and for the past 3 years, I've been training with Paul and our small Petaluma crew, and we've been, silently but surely making some big gains. So yeah, that's my little story right there.
Nice. Are you going to do that
I just
SoCal
want to touch
Classic
on
tournament next month in Los Angeles?
I was thinking about that. That looks like a good tournament. That looks like a good one to go. I got my eye on that. I'm thinking of probably going to that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Freddy,
I just wanted to touch on what
much.
I just wanted to touch on what Israel was saying early on. And I think it is the motivation for almost every single arm wrestler to join the sport of arm wrestling. What he mentioned early on, that the feeling of your opponent not being able to move you at all. But not many people admit it. So I think that for almost everyone, it is either that feeling that your opponent is not able to move you at all, and for the rest remaining 10% who first time have an encounter against a professional arm wrestler, and that's how they get exposed, and then they are on the receiving end that they are not able to move their opponent, and now they go back to their home and they want that feeling. So I think that feeling is inside every single person. When you apply power and your opponent is not able to do anything, that's the biggest driving factor when attracting young guys to the sport of arm wrestling. But not many people admit that.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're in a competitive sport. We gotta love to win to drive yourself to be better. So I agree with that. Yeah.
How do you guys feel about the whole the fake matches going on in arm wrestling? Do you think that's hurting or helping out draw more attention on our sport?
I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, those guys are friends. That's like one instance. I don't think it's a very common situation, to be honest. It's just one thing that popped up, and obviously they're friends, they're training partners. So, that happened, but I don't think it's something that's like running rampant around the community or anything like that.
Not a big deal. They just made it very noticeable. Because you go, they got so much video with those two guys, and just their body language was completely off when they were facing each other.
Vitaly's facial expressions,
And then they both fell to the table at the end. I was like, here we go.
I think there was one big difference, that there was a prize money for the best match of the night. That's what I heard. They offered $5,000 for the match of the night, and that's probably what they were going for. And that's where the problems started arising, because now you are faking something to get $5,000, and there may be other guys from other weight categories who would have had a legit close match. They are thinking that maybe we are going to win this prize money, and now they are essentially taking that money away from them by just acting on the table. So that's where most of the problems started coming from. And other than that, I think, let me ask you guys, what's the difference? People have been laying down to their friends, trying to make a strategy. Even John Brzenk has done that multiple times. So what's the difference between just laying down in front of your opponent, and the other side is what we saw in this match, trying to show a fake close hype match? So what's the difference between? And the end result is the same. What's the difference?
I will tell you. There is no difference technically, but for us, for professional arm wrestlers, or for the professional fans, we will see, we will know. But there is much more than us in arm wrestling, right? The community of fans have to have their, meat and blood, and they will probably not notice. They will know later from our podcasts and stuff, but they will not notice it right away, and they will have fun, and they will feel like, adrenaline and whatever the fans supposed to have from this match. So I would still say that laying down on this scale would not be better than what they did. And still to this moment, I cannot tell that I'm 100% right, because the deal may be between them. We're going into the hook in this match, and they knew that Silaev better in a hook. So Silaev won legit, but in the hook, they purposely went into the hook, yes, but he legitimately won. And they knew that Laritin is better on top. They make a deal that they're going second match for top roll, and they legit win. So we don't know that, even I don't know that, but that's a possibility.
Israel, what's your thoughts on it?
I think that there's been a few matches like when Devin pulled like Braun Strowman at one of those arm wrestling events. I think the first Olympia event. It was a fake match, and the arm wrestlers knew that, but I don't think that necessarily is that bad, because one being a professional arm wrestler, the other just being like a well-known WWE star. I think that it kind of like makes it to where that is exposing the sport to like a fan base, but when you have two like top tier athletes doing it in the middle of a big money tournament where there's other competitors, I mean, I don't know. I think, they know why they're doing it at the end of the day. And I mean, it worked out the way that it did, but I think that it looks a little bit funkier than when it's, two people who are just doing it for the show, as opposed to it being a real event where there's real athletes trying to win.
Do you know who won the match of the night, actually?
In the 95 plus category, it was Dmitry Silaev who won the prize money. I think it was $7,500 or something. But in the overalls, Vitaly won the $15,000 prize money, and Dmitry Silaev got another $7,500.
Was there prize money for match of the night for each category, or was it for all?
I saw in some of the comments that Vitaly and Dmitry won the match of the night prize money. I'm not sure about that.
Did you see the match? Gashevsky versus that long-haired dude who was flopping back. That was match of the night of that all was the like ones I saw.
3-4 minute match, long match. Yeah, great match. Actually, I created a poll on my channel about this topic, and it got like 4,000 votes, I think. And about 67% of the community said that they don't like this type of stuff. Like, it is almost match fixing. They shouldn't be doing that at a high level.
Yeah, I think I like what Israel said on that. It's different when it's not like an actual big money tournament, like if it's just like a spectacle for fans, but if it's like in a big money tournament, it's a different situation.
Yeah, what Israel mentioned about Devin versus Braun Strowman from WWE, that was good, because that wasn't even a match, let's be honest. It was not a match. They were just polling to see who's the stronger guy. And that video, that poll, it has, I've personally seen at least 5 edits out of that have over 1 million views.
Oh, the one has 150 million views, one of them.
Yeah, just to give,
I was just watching it.
Just to give context, because I was there for that. That was literally made up 5 minutes before it went down. We were trying to get people over to the arm wrestling booth and everything. So they just decided that right then, and then they went into the only thing that was really fake on that was like the whole fight after. But on the table, we know that Devin was just going to play with him and all, but he did let him win that first round. But I think Scott called that a little quick, and I think it kind of did shock Devin, because he wasn't really planning on losing it. I think he was just trying to hold him right next to the pad.
That's what I also said in one of my videos, that I think Devin was trying to just hold him with his fingers, and maybe he legit got into trouble, because I've noticed Devin in these practice pulls kind of collaborative things against other famous celebrities. Devin does not lose. And if he lost that round, people are saying, well, he intentionally gave it to him. I was like, no, I don't think so. I still remember that NBA meeting where Shaq was there and Ian Carnegie and Devin went to ESPN. And you need to put your microphones on to hear to Devin. And Ian Carnegie legit lost to Shaq. He's Devin's buddy from Canada. Shaq legit beat him because he wasn't being serious. In a rematch, he beat him, and you can see Devin was mad. Like on television, Devin was mad. You need to put your earphones on to hear to Devin, and he was saying like, "How can you lose like that?" So Devin is not the one who's playing around when it comes to these celebrities. Yes, he'll hold you in defensive position, but he's not going to lose.
Pablo, Devin did say Shaq was one of the strongest people who was a non-arm wrestler he's ever gripped up with, too.
Yeah,
I could say that. I mean, the dude's a monster. But Pablo, Matt Craig is in the chat, and he was saying that he'd love to pull you in a super match, left hand, 220. Would that be
220?
Something? Yeah.
Unfortunately, no. 5-10 years ago, yes. I'm getting too old for these swings, you know. I'm taking some of the super heavy matches and I'm gaining a lot. So if it would be for the very serious amount of money, I can do it. But otherwise, it's just unhealthy for me. So unfortunately, no, not 220.
Matt, you're going to have to gain some weight, but I want to shout out to Matt Craig. He had a great performance this weekend. I think he surprised a lot of people. He beat Quinlan Mendez left hand in a pretty dominant fashion. I think the whole crowd was kind of in shock with that. Everybody was going against Matt. And then another great match was Bo Olsen against Quinlan, and Bo got the win for that one as well. And then those lightweights, Cameron Williamson, man, you guys got to check him out. He is going to be a problem in the 154-pound class. He lost against Jake Houston, but he made it very close. He got a couple pins on Jake, which I think Jake was in shock of. I think the match ended 3-2 for Jake. But I'm telling you guys, watch out for that Cameron Williamson, man. That dude is no joke. I got to get on the table with him at the after poll, and very fast and very, very strong hand. He's going to be doing some big things, and he's only 20 years old right now. So moving on from that, guys, I want to talk about Devin and Gennady. And Devin's up to the trolling again. Well, I don't think he's ever stopped on this one. But Gennady, went dark for I think it was 2 weeks. And he's finally resurfaced, went on Engen's show. And he kind of was just talking about how he didn't like how Devin kept trolling him and all the shit that Devin's been throwing at him. So what's your guys' thoughts on that? First off, Pablo, what is your prediction between Devin and Gennady?
Prediction is that Devin will win. The score is it's probably going to be not a 0 score on Gennady's side. Probably he will win once, I would say. But Devin this time will be ready for him for sure. Trolling is not a problem in arm wrestling, but different cultures taking that differently. And here on the West, we are making that. And I don't know if you notice, I don't do that too because I'm from there. It's kind of unacceptable for me, but I'm here for 20 years and I understand what's going on, and we need a hype. We need exposure. We need all of this. And if somebody can troll for me, I would say thank you. So, but the guys from the East, they taking this a little bit differently. So they start to understand what's going on, and majority of them replying and start trolling back and blah, blah, blah. But some of them is still it's too much. So I understand what's going on, and we need trolling. We need hype. We need exposure. We need shit talk on social medias, because all of this will provocate some comments, a lot of them, some disputes and blah, 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 blah. And all of this will create that show.
Israel.
Yeah, man. I think Devin has a very funny way about going about trolling people. You know, he isn't like he's almost like subtly and in like a in like a hidden way, just kind of dissing you. He's not really trying to like come at you, you know, face forward. And I just think it's funny how a lot of these guys are taking it so serious. I mean, like Pablo said, it's probably the, you know, cultural differences. You know, people don't joke around like that in the East the way that they do here in the West, and that's understandable. You know, levels of respect vary between, you know, people and people, but I just think it's a funny way to get like other people into it, and he does things that I don't know. I think the arm wrestlers should just realize that it's needed. It's, you know, I don't think it's negative. I don't think he says anything, you know, too overbearing or out of line. I just think most guys have too much of an ego to go along with it again, you know.
Well, Gennady was going with it initially, if you remember his like response videos about 3-4 weeks ago, but now it seems like he changed his tone on that, I guess.
Yeah, he was with it at the beginning, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe he said something that pissed him off the way that that Devin said something about LeVon.
Early on, I think Gennady was into it. I don't think there is anything yet that has bothered Gennady a lot. Maybe this baby hands things, maybe that is going to hit him personally a little bit. But other than that, I kind of have a high threshold when it comes to trash talking. I think things need to get more personal. I haven't seen enough yet. Like, it needs to get more personal to hype up the match, at least for me, for my personal taste. I really like when they really go into the trash talking. And even like I'm against only one thing, like if they bring families and stuff, that thing I don't like. Other than that, you can go as much as you want, and and I'm enjoying it. So I want more trash talking, more personal beef.
Trolling's great for the sport. Who's the most popular combat athlete in the world? Conor McGregor. What's he good at? Trolling. Who's most popular arm wrestler? Devin Laird. What's he good at? Trolling and just being a funny guy. It's good for the sport. It's just going to get non-arm wrestling people. Who's this guy? What's he doing? Why is he talking shit?
Yeah.
It's just another way to help build the brand.
I agree completely, guys. And, you know, when I watch Supermatch, I want to see the lead up. I want to see the shit talking. I don't like to see the humbleness and them kissing each other's ass. It just kind of boring to me. And it's like when I first came into the sport, you know, I kind of went things the wrong way. Instead of going tournaments first, I pulled a couple of super matches. But my first super match, I think I had 4,000 views. I had the whole country watching it. And it was all just because I kind of brought it back to like the WWF days, you know, talking shit the whole time, the whole ride to Oregon to pull the guy. I was stopping, making videos. And I mean, it got the whole country involved. And a lot of these pullers, when they come up to me, you know, they always tell me how good they are. But it's rather than telling me how good you are, I should already know you. And the way to get to known is to stir things up. You know, we're not going to take it personal. You know, you guys don't have to fight after, but lead your match up. And I hope a lot of the East versus West guys start learning that, because, you know, only person I'm really seeing that doing it is Devin right now. And, you know, that's the only match that anybody's really talking about because of that. I think some of these guys got to stop worrying about hurting people's feelings and all, and let's just get arm wrestling out there, you know? So that's my whole thoughts on that. And we got a super chat in from Unix Format for $2, changing my name to Balls Deep Hajar Dodger. Okay. Thank you for the super chat, brother.
I think, Paul, you need to be careful about that trash talk thing if you ever face me in a super match in the future.
I can trash talk you, Pradeep. You did not do a pull up, you owe me. 1 hour.
Yeah. That's because I'm weak. That's because I'm weak.
I did it. I'm weak and old. I'm both.
No.
And
if you are weak, then guys like me, we don't even exist in this world.
Pradeep, oh, you don't want a super match with me, bro. Oh my God, man. I would tear you up, and then on the table, I'm gonna make you even look stupider, bro. I'm just gonna hold you and laugh.
We'll see.
Paul, I'll beat you, I'll beat Pradeep, and then I'll beat Josh all in a row. How about that?
How much do you weigh, Tom?
240.
Oh, okay.
I'll beat all three of you in a row.
Maybe if he came down a little in weight, then maybe we could do something.
No.
You know what was the funny event, by the way? And I was a little bit mad at him. Gary Roberts did a couple events where he been lining up the people and kind of king of the table style. Dude, that was hilarious. I thought I'm gonna fucking die.
Gary is one of the funniest guys, and he did the same kind of thing. I think he went around and he was just meeting up with people on Armbet, and he would show up and he would do the shit talking before. And I mean, Gary, he's not joking, dude. That dude is literally out of his mind, but he is the funniest guy to watch. He really is.
Yeah, and he's disappeared, unfortunately, from arm wrestling world again. But whatever, he has his life.
Hopefully he comes back soon. Israel, what's your thoughts on the whole shit talking and hyping up? Because, you know, I've kind of been trying to encourage you to get more into that because you definitely could back it up on the table.
Yeah. You know, I'm definitely one of the ones that's more on like the shy, more reserved side, but I've been trying to get out there a little bit more. I got really hyped up for my match with Tony, and you know, when I got that first initial stop on him, I was just going crazy up there. I just screamed at him. I was like, Tony. That was I mean, it definitely fuels the fire, you know. And I definitely wish now that I would have, you know, maybe talked a little shit before and, you know, hyped up the match a little more. It was just a big shock. I don't think many people in the room thought that I was going to pull it off that day. So I think that was a shock factor on its own.
Well, Israel, I'm going to put you on the spot now because I know Tom asked you who you want next, and you kind of just, whoever. Well, stop with that humble bullshit right now. Who do you want next, boys? Talk some shit. Who you calling out right now?
I'm ready to, I mean, you know, I want to just keep climbing the rankings. So a few people I have in mind, definitely Mega Mike, definitely Alex De La Torre, Jonathan Hoffman, if he, you know, decides to compete again. There are a few guys up on that list that I feel like I'm probably ready to bang with, maybe even Abo. You know, the further you go up in the list, I mean, I don't know, Tom, maybe even Tom Nelson, I might be ready for him soon. You know, I haven't seen him pull right too much. He beat me at Patterson last year, so he does have the last win on me. But I've been training hard this last year, so I'd like to see how that goes. We'll probably see at Patterson this year again if he goes. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna call out Derek yet because I'm not there yet. But that's, you know, in the future, that's definitely coming too. So
how big are you? How tall are you? How what's your weight? What's your arms?
I'm not very tall. I'm 6 feet tall. I'm about 295 pounds. Forearms probably flexed probably like 17 and a half. Biceps like 18 and a half.
Okay, cool. You got some size.
I'm smaller than most of the super heavyweights.
Yeah, I got you. I hear you.
Israel, I'd love to see you against Tom Nelson, man, just because of all the beef I got with Tom. I'd love to see my man over here just go and stomp Tom out. So, Tom, if you're listening, maybe you can get out there and let's get a match with you and Israel if you're not scared.
That's going to be a good one. I agree.
We got a $5 super chat in from Unix Format. Goes, y'all been watching Schoolboy's rehab. What you think?
He's looking big, looking strong like that.
Pablo, have you been watching Schoolboy?
A little bit, yes, because we're friends on Facebook and some social media, and we're friends, real friends with his brother here, Alexey. Yeah, I've been watching a little bit. Yeah, he will rehab pretty fast. I'm not sure that he's rehabbing equally, and his one side is dominating big times right now. But come on, he's a young kid. It's, you know, I've been there at the age of 32, and you see where I'm at with my right now. So it's, you know, he'll be there.
You had a bicep tear, or what was the injury?
Bicep tear, yeah. Not arm wrestling.
Oh, okay.
It's connected though. He had the surgery, so it's not just a tear.
Yeah, I had the surgery too. It was I completely rip it off of the bone. They put the implant there.
Yeah, I got both of them, right and left, both of them.
They're equal now, you know. Mine are different.
Pradeep, have you been keeping up with the whole Schoolboy rehab and all?
Yeah, I also made a video about that. His left arm was like the half of the size of his right arm. So some people were saying that how does a schoolboy have this giant mutant arm? And I was like, no, it's the left arm that is getting smaller. Maybe the right is also getting bigger because he never stopped training, or at least for the motivational purposes. He uploaded a video where he was training his right like a week after surgery, or maybe even less than that. So he has been working his right, and his left was last time he was in a video, his left was like half of the size of his right. So yeah, but it will take some time, but the I'm quite sure he's a arm wrestler who likes to arm wrestle both left and right handed. So
I have a question for Pavlo. What do you think about Alexey Voevoda coming back? If he were to face John Brzenk, who do you think would win?
That's a very, very tough question. Very tough question. Alexey been vegan lately. How he looks?
He's not vegan.
How he looks right now, I don't think he is. So I know that he's training, and I saw pictures by Babkin posted. So he's back with a Babkin, and if that's the case, Babkin is one of the most knowledgeable trainers and people who can prepare the athlete for the match. So I believe that at this time Voevoda can win with John, but it's maybe a very close match.
We got a $10 super chat in from Weld Mishref. Paul Italia, you're a gift for the sport. Keep it up, bro. Pradeep is awesome, and his opinions always make sense. Keep it up. My best regards to all the guys. Wishing you all the best. Love from Kuwait. Thank you very much for that super chat, brother. Appreciate that. All right, well, let's get back to we were talking about Alexey Voevoda, correct?
Yeah. And Alexey is exactly my age. He's 1980 kid. So age-wise, it's very well for sure possible for him to come back, especially where he were back in the days. It shouldn't take too much to come back.
Yeah, he's like 15 years younger than John, something like that.
18 probably.
Even more. Oh wow.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, you're right. I'm sorry, 15. You're right.
15?
You're right. 15 years, yes.
I think if he tries to come back too soon, John's just going to crush him. I think he needs to come back at an appropriate time. I know he's excited to start competing again. If he comes back too soon, I think John's just going to get him.
Oh, I have another question. You guys know when is it scheduled to match Brzenk versus Hutchings? Is that their confirmation?
That's August.
August.
Where is that one? Canada? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think is going to win
the
that?
North, I believe it's called.
Pablo, who do you think is going to win that?
I would say John. If he will take proper amount of rest, then John should win. But again, don't underestimate Godzilla. It's very good close match. The guys are both approximately same size. They have a history, and they are approximately, let's say, the same age group. Godzilla is a little bit younger, but not by much. It's, I believe, 3 or 4 years difference. So I am very, very much waiting for that match, because those two are the only two right above me in rankings, North America. So it's, for me, it's very interesting. But I believe that John will take this win. But I want to see it. It's very close.
Hold on, guys. We got a $4.99 super chat from Paul Italia's cowboy hat. Love the name. Paul Italia, are you going to drop down to the 176 pound?
No.
Watched your videos. You were a beast in Fort Wayne. Thank you. I don't think I'm going to drop down for the amateur tournament. I think I'm just going to stay healthy and keep the size on. But when I do go to pro class, I will definitely be dropping down to the 176. But right now I'm feeling really, really strong around 200. What's your thoughts on that, Pablo? Do you think that's a smart move by me, or do you think I should?
Yes, very smart and very proper move. It's I would even say not to the pro class. I would say for the super match format, where you will have to pull a professional long super matches, 6-rounders or so. Yes, you want to be lighter. It's not only for, weaker or lighter guys, but it's for your own performances. I already burned, you saw that, at the heavyweights. So yes, at the professional arena, yes, you can drop. I am not sure about 176, Paul, to be honest. I don't know you that well, your body shape and type, but you lean at 200. So it's dropping to 176. It's mostly water and some of the muscles, but you don't have fat. I'm fat. I can drop 10 pounds in fat. No, serious. I can drop 10 pounds in fat. You don't have that. So it's dangerous.
Israel, what do you think? You train with me on the regular.
Yeah, man. I think I train with you on the regular, and I think that you definitely feel better on the table at around that 190, 200 mark. I feel like you're stronger, and everything in there is like Pablo was saying. I mean, whenever you lose weight, I don't even know where the hell you lose it from. I mean, it's just, it just feels like you're just getting like more and more chiseled. So I don't know, man. I just think that you need to just stay at that like 190, 200 mark. Everything in there is well lubricated. You've got a good amount of like hydration in your system. You get your pulling. You don't want everything, your tendons and everything to be like as dry as possible. So I think, it might be healthy for you to get your experience at this way. And then like Pavlo's saying, once you decide to make that jump to pro, if you feel like, you want to make the cut down and you're ready to, then yeah, it's up to you. I think you can play within those weights as much as you want. Just depends on how you feel.
Tom, have you ever cut for a tournament, or you just
the most I've cut is like maybe 5-10 pounds. Like cutting to 230 is like a hard cut, or even 235. I like sitting around 240 or 245. But if I have to cut, I have to stop training legs because that's weight that I don't need. So I try and stay around 240. I like when the weight class is 240 or 242 or 235. 230 is kind of a hard cut. I don't really water cut, so I just kind of like cut my carbs if I'm trying to cut. I don't really like cutting too much.
Yeah, I got to say, when you get the carb up, it feels so much better rather than cutting and not be able to eat and all. And this was the first tournament that I actually kept eating and eating pasta before. And I just felt so full and so strong. And it was also great taking pictures with these super heavyweights and making them look small, their arms looking tiny and shit. It was a great feeling too.
Yeah, in the beginning of the video, I mentioned that I'm 175 pounds guy. So of course, Paul wants to stay in the 200s. Like, where's the doubt in that?
Come on, bro. You're like 5'11", 6 foot. Why don't you eat a little, bro? Stop being like Gumby over there, man. Put on some size.
You were talking about cutting like 10-15 pounds. I weigh like 190 pounds, and I can easily drop like 20 pounds if I want to. Only then I'll be like in good shape. I'm not a big guy.
Yeah, but if we pull, man, you're not going to be like that. 190 is fine. We can do it at that. We can make it happen, whatever that. I'm not concerned about you. I'll hold you with one finger, bro.
We'll see. We'll see.
Josh, what's your thoughts on this, man? Are you going to compete, bro? I know you got some coming up in North Carolina. You're going to be helping out.
I wrestled growing up, and I was always cutting weight. When I get hungry, I'll chew on gum and eat ice. Wrestling, you always had a year in and year out, you always had to be at one specific weight. But I mean, as far as you, the guy, I mean, the man you train with all the time is telling you feel great at 190, 200, stay there. And then, Pablo said, unless it's a super match, no sense in dropping to that low. I mean, for a super match, you drop lighter, leaner, more endurance, most likely. The bigger you get, the faster your fatigue.
Josh, you got that big event coming up, and I heard you're going to be doing commentary. You want to just kind of fill us in that? And then my other question is, why don't you pop into amateur class there and just get some experience that day?
That's probably what I'm going to do. Yeah, the promoter, Damien, reached out to me. He just goes, hey, man, you want to commentate? I said, well, yeah, I can't say no. That's a great opportunity. But yeah, it's the Piedmont Super Match Series in North Carolina in about 3 weeks from now in April. So super exciting. It'll be a good time.
We got a $2 super chat in from Paul Italia Cigar. I am loving this, guys. You guys are got my cigar in here, got a hat in the room. What hairstyle should Devin show up with May 6th?
Oh, he's going to shave it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He should shave it. But I don't know. When I had him on interview, I don't think he was kind of going towards that for Gennady. I think that would be more for Dennis. But what's everybody else's thoughts on that?
Wolverine look.
Yeah.
With messy hair, like you just woke up out of bed.
Pradeep.
I think he's going to show up with the same messy hair. And how is that even a style? Like, you don't do anything for your hair. Like, how is that a style? I don't know why we need to add the word style after hair every single time. So he's just going to show up as he is. He's not going to show up with any
Indian
style.
might take and get a haircut again.
Yeah. Yeah, he was looking like Adam Wilmot after that haircut. Did anyone else notice that? Devin was looking like Adam Wilmot. I was like, man, Adam Wilmot is tall. I saw that photo of him with Engin, and I was like, I wasn't aware. Like, Adam competed against Jeff Hale in 2019 WL, and I was like, how did Adam got so tall? You just watch that photo, he looks exactly like Adam Wilmot.
We got another super chat in from Pradeep's Tongue and Palate Sound. Hey, Paul, have you ever considered making a YouTube arm wrestling series tourney where all YouTubers come and fight against each other? Tom versus Ryan, Owen, Josh versus Pradeep.
That would be sick.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah,
Thank you for the
great.
super chat.
Like, do you remember the bottom eight?
Rip Bowen's arm off.
Could recreate the bottom eight with just YouTubers and stuff like that, or just people who will grow more attention towards the sport.
I think it's a good idea.
Uncle John, Jake Ward, Ryan, Pradeep, Paul going at it, like Josh. I mean,
Pradeep cannot participate because A, he cannot leave the country, and B, he is too poor to invite somebody to his country. So he's out of the list.
We gotta find a way.
Yeah. But I think it's a good concept. For me, the bottom eight or this type of concept is, Tom mentioned that Uncle John. I think Uncle John may just be too good for this format. Like his hand, I've heard it's like real good, getting really good right now.
I'll go against him.
For me, like bottom eight kind of competition, to qualify for that, you must have two criteria fulfilled. Like you need to be famous and you need to suck at arm wrestling. You cannot be good at it.
Let's not call it the bottom eight. I mean, just like a hype event. It doesn't have to be exactly identical, but something to get people's attention, like people who are big in the social media space, I guess, or Paul and Pradeep. I mean, it's a good idea in my opinion.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I'm going to hurt a lot of feelings that day.
Yeah. I made a post about it, like bottom eight post, and I had guys like Isa and Paul at the top of those 8 guys, the potential winners. Isa is because he's really tall, like 6'2", 125 kilograms. I had him at the top. Then maybe Paul at second. Gary Roberts also seems good, like in that category, maybe third. Then like that was my assumption.
I see Captain Abia said Gary Roberts and Travis had the Weirdo Camera Guy tournament. That was my tournament, guys. Me and Travis did that one with the Weirdo Camera Guy. That was a great one. That was so much fun.
That was a good one.
So, guys, what else do we want to talk about? What other hot topics have been going on around the arm wrestling community? I haven't really been following everything this week with my tournament and been kind of busy and all, so I kind of got to catch up as well.
This isn't a hot topic, but I'm curious, where's Corey West been? Does he have a new match planned? Or I'm just curious. We haven't seen him in several months.
He's going to East versus West, I believe.
In July or May? Probably
I'm
July.
Not sure. I did not follow on the dates, but he's having some matches at East versus West. I'm not sure which one. It's a good question.
It has to be July.
Yeah, I didn't see
May. I thought July.
For May.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, which event you guys were talking about?
Everybody needs some rest. Guys, you have to understand on a professional level that they are going to international events. They cannot do crazy shit like I do sometimes because it's just not good for anything.
Or like Dave Chafee did for like a while there last year. Bunch of matches in a row.
It's not. You have to take your cycles. You can pull a few events in a row, but then you have to rest. Otherwise,
Warzow's been on a good rest too.
Absolutely. Half a year he was out of business, right? Everybody does need that because otherwise, A, you stop growing, and B, you will gonna die soon. That's it.
Who's Corey West got a match? Do you know?
No.
Okay.
I've heard like some things here and there. Nobody has mentioned that, but
Yes.
like Engin mentioned in one of his live streams that Corey will be competing in King of the Table, and somewhere I heard Morozov also say that is having an upcoming big match. So my guess would be like that's the match: Corey West versus Artem Morozov.
You're right. I think
Left-handed or
I heard
right-handed?
that too, and it was King of Table, not East versus West.
Yeah, King of the Table. That's what I was saying. King of the Table.
We got another $2 super chat from Unix format. Is Denis Cyplenkov the sleeping giant? Pablo, what do you think of that?
Denis is great athlete, and he's only getting back, and he's already insanely strong. He's not sleeping. He's gaining very slow. I spent quite a bit of time with him, and we're maybe not close friends, but we make some friendship, and he's trying to stay healthy during these gains, but he's gaining and relatively fast. So he'll be back, yes. I mean, he's back, but we're talking about the highest level. He'll be back soon. I believe another year or maybe year and a half, he most likely gonna be at his peak form, what we saw already.
What do you think in October against Devin Lorette if Devin gets a win against Gennady?
Very tough question. I would say Denis.
Wow. Okay. So I mean, that's quick. I wasn't sure if he'd be ready for Devin at that time, and especially with Devin being so trained up now, getting ready for Gennady, and then I'm sure he'll just keep that training going.
Yeah, Devin is insane too, and Devin is different person than what was in 2018, right? They've been pulling left with Denis, but I believe that Denis may gain amount of power where he will not have to worry about him.
Okay. We got another super chat in there from Neil's Index Finger for $10. Last East versus West qualifier in Toronto, April 8th. I am sure it's open for U.S. competitors if they still want to try and qualify. Thank you for that super chat. Tom, are you going to be hitting any of these qualifiers?
I already did the one in California. I qualified on the left, so I got third on the right.
So you'll be going to West Virginia?
Most likely.
Okay, good luck for that. What about you, Israel? Are you going to be hitting up any of these qualifiers?
I just missed the one that Tom went to, so I don't think there's any around us close by anymore.
Okay, we got another super chat in from Spermies Assy Creamy for $6.99. Keep your eye on Thomas, gents. This dude is going places. Definitely. I've been checking out all his training videos, and I got to see him at SoCal. I saw those videos up against Larry, and definitely very impressed, brother. You definitely you got some natural talent, and you're putting in the work.
Trying to get as strong as Pablo one day. Give me 5-10 years.
Dude, how old are you?
24.
Sure, you have all the time in the world, buddy. All the time in the world.
Okay.
Yeah, the biggest thing I could tell you, bro, is just take your time. Don't go too fast. Don't overtrain. You don't want to get a setback and an injury because, that could push you back like a year. And, I definitely experienced that in my first 3 years in, doing that twice. And it definitely slowed things down a lot.
That's for sure. I want to tell you from my personal experience, every injury not only prevent you from gaining, but it's setting you back pretty bad. If you're injured and you cannot train, you're losing exactly double amount of time. Yeah. Double. So stay healthy, guys.
Pavlo, do you have anything else set up after the Monster Factory?
It's not set, but we're trying to work on it. And Steve Petty is looking for some sponsors. Me too. For Michigan State event, it's a possibility that I'm gonna pull Tadzilla there.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be
How do you think that turns out?
Tatzilo is heavy favorite, but he's very comfortable opponent for me.
When is the date for
that?
Would that be before he faces Brzenk, or when's the date for that?
It's before, yeah, it's June.
Okay.
So don't know. We'll see. I just want to say that if that's happening, I will bring my best form ever for sure, and I will be probably want that win the most in my life. So, he's the cool thing. He's very comfortable for me. The bad thing, he's definitely better arm wrestler than me, but we'll see.
Who else is on your hit list if you don't get that match?
I tried to get left hand Corey West. I cannot get him. He was, I don't know why, busy. We're friends, so it's not that, something is going on between us, but I was trying to. And again, I'm underdog, but I believe that I can give him some problems. And, if I'm ready, who knows? Who knows? I have a pretty good chances. And
that's a tough one, bro. That guy is huge, man, and
dude,
giving away almost 200 pounds on that.
Yeah, it is. So listen, it's okay. It's okay. You have bones and muscles, right? And that's my problem, that I was born a little smaller, right? Nobody gives a go pull him. So he was on my radar. Then I was trying to get. I didn't try, but I would like to get a Marcio, both arms, any arm, but not too quickly, because we just pulled at the Arnold Classic, and it went like it went. But maybe in half a year, I would love to pull Marcio any arm. I would love to pull John again for sure. And anybody overseas, if I will ever get involved in East versus West or King of the Table, I will accept anybody there.
Somebody put in there, how about you versus Chance Shaw?
Sure, anytime.
Have you gripped up with Chance before?
Nope.
That could be an interesting one.
How do you think you would do against Prudnik?
Me against Prudnik?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know the result.
What's the
Which
result?
format? Which format? 6 rounds?
East versus West format, 5 rounds.
Format 3-0.
For you?
Prudnik wins.
Oh.
Okay. I thought you were about to make a bold statement right there.
Me too.
If you had to pick somebody,
I may hold him for a few seconds if we're in a comfortable for me position, but that's probably the most I can do.
Have you pulled him before, practice table, or
no, never.
Okay. You don't need to pull Prudnik to give that prediction. Like, he's like the top of the world.
Yeah, he's
top 10 in the world overalls. Maybe he's that good.
We got a $5 super chat in from Unix format. Where is Prudnik? His rehab? What is his next step? Should Prudnik come and train with Canada? He is young. What would you do? So where is Prudnik in his rehab?
I'd like to see him face Onger Bayev. I think that might be a good match. Or Sandris.
Him and Ongar would be a good rematch. I think he might have Ongar's number just because he knows how to beat him. But
Who did you say, Josh?
Do what?
Who did you say?
I said I think he'd be Ongar the same way he beat him last time.
Okay.
Because Prudnik lost the first round, and he just made a little adjustment, and he just crushed him. It was probably like 3 or 4 years ago.
What do you think, Sandris versus Prudnik?
I think Prudnik would be Sandris. And, I mean, Devin said Prudnik's number 2 in the world. I know he was hyping up Sandris when they were facing, but then, like, recently he just came back and said that Prudnik is definitely number 2 behind him.
Pablo, if you had to pick one guy for your dream match in East versus West, who would it be?
Dream match?
Yeah.
Prudnik.
Okay. Even though you think he could beat you 3-0?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I think. I will if it's a dream match. I don't dream of the to win the weaker guy. I dream to win with the best.
How do you do against Sandras? How do you think that match would go?
I think Sandras is a little better arm wrestler than I am, but I think it's maybe very, very interesting match for both of us. With him, I believe we have different styles, but I believe that we can make it very interesting. I don't know. I cannot even think who may win. It's like it's interesting.
Okay. Tom, I want to know, who do you want, bro? If you got to pick one super match or somebody you could call out right now, who's that guy for you?
Honestly, no name even comes to mind. I'm more interested in doing tournaments and climbing the ranks through tournaments. I enjoy tournaments a lot, so that's really my focus, to be honest.
So there's nobody in mind?
If there was an opportunity that was nice, I would take it. But I mean, tournaments are my focus.
Do you have any? Have you ever pulled a super match before?
Yes, I pulled Scott Partington on the left. He destroyed me. That was my last super match.
Now, is it different training you do for a super match per se to a tournament?
Yeah, I guess depending on the opponent, because you want to, have counter their style, whichever style you think will beat their style. But I like tournament pulling because you'll be well-rounded. If you train for tournaments, you want to have no weaknesses. So you're going to face people with different styles. So in the long term, I think it gets you like better. Like, I don't know, like in the 80s or 90s, like guys like Brzenk, were there even super matches? Isn't that more of like a modern thing? Weren't they just pulling tournaments? I feel like that's like a really good way to just become like versatile in every different move, because you're going to face people with different styles.
A couple of people are saying that you should call out Bierman, Evan Bergone, and then somebody else is saying Tom versus Bowen, make it happen.
Yeah, I would absolutely take a match with Bowen, absolutely, or Uncle John.
Okay. Yeah, Bowen, I think that might be a hard one, man. He got a lot of experience, especially super match.
What do I have to lose? What do I have to lose?
Yeah, I think you would have the advantage over Uncle John, though. I would definitely.
I think he beats Bierman, too.
Yeah, I'll take all three of those matches.
Okay. Well, guys, we've been on a little longer than I thought, an hour and 15 minutes. So we're going to call it a night right now. I want to thank our special guest. I want to thank Pavlo. Thank you for coming on, brother. And we wish you the best of luck in your upcoming matches. And Israel, expecting to hear big things from you, bro. And stop being so humble and quiet. I want you to start making some more noise. You definitely did good with Tony Tomlinson. Very proud of you. And I'll see you this weekend at practice.
Absolutely.
And thank you, guys. And we'll be on next week, same time, the Arm Wrestling Buzz. And definitely click that like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and check out everybody else's YouTube channel as well. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good night.
Get stronger.
Absolutely, always. That's the end.
Pradeep, you owe me a pull-up.
Pradeep, we're gonna hold you to that one, brother.
Yeah. We're talking about a one-arm pull-up.
One arm pull-up. You owe me. One.
That's a tough one.
That's it.
All right.
Are we off now, or are we still on?
No, we're still on.
Okay. So we're talking about this thing, like I still need like 6 months of training maybe to get there, but I haven't really trained anything. Like last time I promised Pablo that I'm going to do a one-arm pull-up, and Pablo said, okay, now I'm also going to do a one-arm pull-up. I haven't done it in a while also. And next day I'm Pablo is like doing 5-10 reps on the single arm pull-ups. Yeah.
Pablo also bench presses Volkswagens for fun.
Yeah. But I think I can try maybe 6 months time, 4 months time, whatever it is needed.
You have to try. I mean, you don't have to try. You have to do it. You owe me one. Dude, it's serious thing.
Pradeep, just get a band. You just use the band and you start training with that, and then you'll be able to get rid of that band in no time. Give it a month's time, you'll be able to pop one out.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a great night.